Joining me now, English musician, record producer, and composer who says he's been red-pilled since getting to Hollywood, Stephen Hilton. Thanks so much for being back with us. It's great to have you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So I'm glad to see some of these celebrities finally using their platforms for good. I know you've been doing quite a bit of that yourself lately. What do you make of Johnny Depp saying that he doesn't think about Hollywood and doesn't feel much further need for it?
I absolutely love it. I mean, I feel like that whole system is kind of dying. It's kind of outdated, and I sense it kind of staggering and falling over because new media is taking over. I mean, we have a direct connection to people through, online, and it's good riddance to the old system. And I may be saying that because I've been cancelled myself.
I'm sure that definitely plays into it a little bit, but you're right. I mean, we have all of these alternative platforms and outlets that people can get their information from. So we no longer need these corporations and these singular entities telling us what's right and wrong, which I think is fantastic, so long as we aren't canceled, of course. But Kate Winslet, Kate Winslet also used her speech time for good. She spoke about the harms of social media, which was the theme in the movie she had just won the award for. Why do you think it is that other celebrities don't use their platforms for good? I mean, they have an incredible opportunity here to reach millions. And of course, they just sit back. What's the reason for that?
It's fear. I mean, everyone in Hollywood is just after the next job, so they can't fall out of line with that agenda. That's like neoliberal kind of agenda. You dare not speak. I mean, you get threatened with cancellation all the time from peer groups in this town, and I feel like everyone's just in so much fear, and they're trying to be chosen for things, so they have to make themselves as likable as possible. So it's like, whatever the current thinking is, I'm just going to fall in line with it. I can't speak out. It's a shame, but it's all just fear.
It is a shame because I think we've seen, and I think that when you put yourself on the line and you risk actually speaking out, you're actually awarded with far more people who think similarly to you than people who are just kind of part of the herd and following the mainstream narrative, which I think is fantastic. So hopefully that trend continues. Now, on to the late night talk shows. The writer's strike is actually still going on. Stephen, do you know anyone who's been personally affected by this on either side of the screen, and what insight do you have into this?
In terms of the writer's strike, I know a few people that are getting shows made right now, and they've had to stop. I don't know too much about what the writer's strike is all about, but I definitely feel like it's time for those late night shows to kind of be over anyway. I mean, they're so boring and so similar.
Yeah, they definitely are, and they all spew the same garbage, which I think we've stated America is pretty much over at this point. I also think it's interesting because they're clearly so greedy, right? The greed just runs rampant in Hollywood, and I think that people see that now. I think it's showing these people for who they really are, and it's showing their true colors. Do you think they'll ultimately reach an agreement, or do you think this trend will continue on as far as the strike is concerned?
Yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, I do feel like the whole fabric of that traditional system is kind of falling apart, and it's interesting to see these shows that I read somewhere that 95% of the guests are all from the left, like they never show any opposing opinion, and that's kind of so it's so in line with the establishment. It's like so uncool to be like that. Where's the rebelliousness? Where's the the danger out of comedies? Disappeared.
Yeah, you're so right about that. I think a lot of what made shows funny in the past was that, you could laugh and joke about some controversial things without people getting upset. But when you have 95% of the audience just bowing in agreement to everything, it kind of takes away the fun.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.